all down, let's get things started with this. You know, yesterday on the show, one of our viewers wrote in and said, are you looking forward to watching that trailer for The Materialist dropping tomorrow? And I said, I'm actually unaware of this one. Well, the trailer dropped today. It's from A24, of course, a studio that's been getting more and more notoriety, more and more traction. People are loving their stuff. And it stars Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal. Madam Web, Captain America, and Mr. Fantastic. All the same movie in some kind of funky love triangle movie called The Materialist, which I thought, and you'd forgive me, I thought was just a spiritual sequel to Will Smith's, what's it called?
Hitch.
That's it. You'd be forgiven. You thought this
by the
was
way,
sequel to
Hitch rules.
It's a great movie.
I own the Blu-ray.
It's fun.
I love Hitch. It's great.
I was gonna say just the color palette of this, I was like, when Harry met Sally.
Yeah, that's what you think, right? So here's if you want to know a little bit about it, this comes to us from Variety, who wrote, the romantic comedy follows an ambitious New York City matchmaker who finds herself torn between the perfect match and her imperfect ex. Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal star in Song's follow-up to her Oscar-nominated feature directorial debut, Past Lives, on which we are going to stop for a second and just reflect on how much Past Lives ruled. That movie was unbelievable. People who don't watch foreign films watched and loved this. I mean, it was just so good. You remember that one, Rob?
Dude, I own that too.
Of course you do.
and part of it's one of somebody goes to Canada. They immigrate to Canada. No, I love Past Lives. Loved it. And this looks delightful as well. I'm a huge When Harry Met Sally fan. You know, I think because it was A24, I'm like, did they make a sequel to The Brutalist already? Well, if you're a brutalist, then you become a materialist later.
It's just about Guy Pearce.
The Brutalist.
Just about Guy Pearce.
But I will say this. First of all, let me say, I think the trailer's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good trailer. But the first thing I said to Jonathan when I came in the studio this morning, I said, it is the most un-A24-like trailer I have ever seen.
Yeah, I kept waiting for the twist.
Yeah, like I told Jonathan, I kept waiting for like maybe halfway through the trailer, Pedro Pascal takes off his shirt and he has a second face that talks to him on the back of his shoulder or something. That would be a very A24 kind of thing to do. But it seems like a very straightforward, love triangle kind of movie. And you know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not bad for A24 to mix it up. I think this looks really charming. I don't know, Chris, you had a chance to take a look at this trailer. What did you think about it?
I do think it looks charming. And this is why the dating show got brought up before, is I've been in a pilot for a very similar plot. And I went, oh, but the one that I read for was so much cuter. But I'm biased because I know the writer of it. This looks fine and charming, but also very predictable. And I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping that that's just the kind of rom-com packaging that we get in a trailer. Also, hearing that Chris Evans is the imperfect option is hilarious.
Yeah, when he's like, well, he's good looking. I'm like,
and you hideous beast.
You're chopped liver.
Yeah.
Like, what does that say to the rest of us when Chris Evans is like, I don't know if I can compare to that guy.
Well, he combs his hair.
I don't know. He doesn't have people in his apartment asking for chargers. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoa.
Rob, what did you think about the trailer?
Well, I think you nailed it. I think really there should be an asterisk next to this title because it really is an MCU movie. And Madam Web has clearly created a reality where she has Reed Richards and Captain America. It's old Captain America.
Oh man, you're right.
Believing he's younger. No, I mean, I love a good romantic comedy. It's been watching this trailer, I'm like, wow, it's been a really long time since I've seen a trailer like this that doesn't have some high concept.
That we know of yet. It is A24.
Yeah. But what? Yes, and I, Celine Song's Past Lives was such I call it a gentle movie, and it was so beautiful and it was so relatable because I think I haven't seen a movie recently that was so grounded in a reality that I think many people in the audience could relate to. You don't have to necessarily be an immigrant, but somebody has somebody in there. There's always someone in your life that you have a long time attraction to or friendship with. And I loved Past Lives. And it was one of those movies where I actually watched it 3 days in a row when I bought the disc. I hadn't seen it until I bought it. And I really loved it. So I'm hoping that while this trailer does look very marketable and very, what would you call it, for general audiences, if people understand it.
Wide appeal.
I hope that, yes, wide appeal. I hope that there's an aspect to it that makes it unique the same way Past Lives was unique. Because this did look a little, okay, I get it.
Sure.
There's got to be something else more to it than, I mean, how can you deny, first of all, I love Dakota Johnson. Love her. I've loved her since she said, "You're Sean Parker" in The Social Network. I slept with Sean Parker. I can't. I will. This movie looks like catnip to me, but I hope there's more to it than what we've seen in the trailer.
I'm gonna go out on a limb right now. I think she ends up with Pedro Pascal at the end.
Why wouldn't you? What's the reason?
That'll show that poor ugly boy.
How much is this apartment? 12 million.
Yeah.
Done. But I mean, look, to Chris's point, the formulaic rom sort of thing is that she ends up with the more
The schluppy guy.
Schluppy,
Chris
but
Evans, the schlupp.
warm-hearted loser guy,
Yeah.
Chris Evans, right? But I'm going to go on a limb and guess she ends up with Pedro Pascal.
I think she'll end up with no one. She'll choose herself.
New twist. Pedro Pascal ends up with Chris Evans.
Oh, I'd love that movie.
That would be a total.
Do it,
if
you
that,
cowards.
that would make it an A24 movie.
Honestly, though, it has been a really long time since we've had a true romantic film just in theaters.
That's
though.
true. Yeah.
So that's a lovely return to form, at least.
Yeah. I mean, Hitch is one of those movies. You know what I also love? I love Hitch and The Holiday. 2 H movies
I love
that
The
are
Holiday.
delightful.
We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Indeed. Okay, so you just realized your business needed to hire somebody like yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs helps you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for the right candidates so you can reach the best talent faster. And it works. Indeed's data shows that sponsored jobs get 45% more application than non-sponsored jobs. The thing I'm impressed most with Indeed is how fast it makes hiring. When I was looking to hire somebody for the John Campea Show, the process felt slow and overwhelming. I hate it. I wish I had used Indeed. And you want to know how fast Indeed is? In just the minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed worldwide. So don't wait. Speed up your hiring now with Indeed. And for listeners of this show, you get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/Campea. Just go to Indeed.com/Campea and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed here. That's Indeed.com/Campea. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. All right, guys,
I'm a
question
sap.
is for you. Did you have a chance to see this new trailer for The Materialist? If so, what did you think? I thought it was like, even though not what I was expecting at all because it's an A24 film, but I still think it looks really good. How do you guys feel about it? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.